this is Jenny from Homestead Corner, and today we're making chicken fajita casserole from our preps. So this is a super simple recipe. It's really easy to do, and it's all stuff that you should have in your food storage. I am using some fresh cheese today, but if you have freeze-dried cheese, you can absolutely use that. That works perfectly as well. So what I'm going to use is some chicken broth, rice, some freeze-dried bell peppers, some freeze-dried onions, a can of diced tomatoes, some fajita seasoning, 2 12-ounce cans. This is about 1.5 pounds of chicken, these 2 cans. So it's about 3/4 pound each one. So I'm using canned chicken. You can use the store-bought canned chicken, but I use about 1.5 pounds in this recipe. And about a cup of canned mushrooms, or you can also use your dehydrated mushrooms as well. That works great. And you can add a little bit more to this. I like to add a little splash of lime juice in it if you have it. If you don't, you can make it without it. And we use a couple different things for toppings. So let's go ahead and get started. So to get started, I'm doing this entire thing right in my cast iron pan so I can toss it in the oven once we get it all together. So I'm just starting my rice. I've got 2 cups of chicken broth in here, and I'm going to add 1 cup of rice. And this is so easy to make, and it really doesn't take all that long, and it's absolutely delicious. It's a nice extra meal that's right out of the food storage. You ain't got to worry about what you have or if you have to run to the store. This makes it so easy. So I've got my 2 cups of chicken broth, 1 cup of rice. I'm going to add in a little more than a 1/2 cup of my freeze-dried peppers and almost a 1/2 cup of the freeze-dried onions. We like lots of onions. You can definitely adjust these to what you like, but we are just going to cook this like our normal rice. I'm going to bring it back up to a good boil, and then we're going to let it simmer until the rice is done. Okay, so once your rice has absorbed all the liquid, then you are ready to move on to put it all together. And I'm going to add just a can of diced tomatoes. If you have fire roasted, those are great, or garlic ones, or whatever, any kind. With chilies, rotel works good in this. I'm also going to add, I drained out my mushrooms, and I'm going to add a cup of these mushrooms in there because we really like mushrooms. You don't have to have those, but they're delicious. And then I'm going to add my pack of fajita seasoning, and I love these seasoning packs because you don't have to measure everything out. They're quick and easy. I'm just going to add that right in there. And then I'm going to add my chicken. I've just drained and shredded my chicken, and we're just going to add that right in. And this is nice and full when you get it together. Okay, so I'm just going to mix this all together until it is mixed really well. It is pretty full in here, so you got to go kind of slow. But it's delicious. So if you want to add salt and pepper, now's a great time to do that. I like to add just a little bit of lime juice. I love lime juice in any kind of little Mexican dishes. I just put a little splash in to brighten those flavors up. And I'm going to cover this with cheese. If you're using dehydrated cheese or freeze-dried cheese, you can just reconstitute it while you're making the rice and, you know, rehydrate it. And then I'm just going to cover the top here with my cheese. And you can use as much or as little as you like. I like quite a bit of cheese, but try to contain myself for cost-effective purposes usually. And while you're cooking your rice, I can't remember if I remembered to mention to make sure you heat up your oven at 350 degrees. And right now, we're gonna pop this in the oven for about 15 minutes. We just wanna melt the cheese and everything's gonna heat all up together. So I will bring you back when we pull this out. Okay, so once your cheese is melted and it's all heated through, you can see it bubbling around the edges and stuff, you're done. It's ready to go. So I just pull it out, let it sit for a couple minutes. It's super hot, and we're gonna serve this up. We like to serve this with a little bit of the pickled peppers on top, or if you have some canned habaneros or any kind of peppers you like to add, you can do that. I like to put them on top. You can also put them inside if you like to do that. And we usually serve it with some corn chips, or if you have tortillas, you could make little, tacos or fajitas out of this. You can do anything with it. It's really great. It's good just like this. Add corn chips if you got them. If you don't, that's okay. It's still delicious. And that's it. This is a super easy, inexpensive meal. Everything you have in your pantry, and you can just whip it up, and you got a delicious meal for 4 or 5 people. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.